Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers that they're pushing this word of sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and in truth. Okay, I'm going to do a quick lesson on this topic, or this article actually. It says, Georgia woman asks man to reach item on top shelf at Kroger. Then his wife intervenes, and just like that, she becomes the Kroger lady, which I'm not sure if this is the woman that, or the wife that they're in. I'm assuming this is it. This is her, because I think that they're deeming the wife as the Kroger lady. But what had happened, which I'm going to go through the article, basically what had happened was a woman, and it don't really give the, it don't give if it was an Edomite woman, Jake, whatever type of woman it is. But I can only assume it was another Israelite woman walking up to, a man. And I'm pretty sure it's an Israelite man, it doesn't say. And asking, can he reach an item for her on the top shelf? And he looked at his wife for permission. He looked at his wife for permission, and then his wife went off on the woman. And this, I guess this was uploaded on like TikTok or something. Because other people commented about it, which I'm gonna give a. Let me go back to it. There it is. Which it gave. I'm gonna read it, and this is how I know that I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is the woman, but even if it's not, it's Eve by the name. So it says a woman has gone viral after her Kroger-based rant didn't land exactly as she expected it to. In the clip, which has amassed 1.3 million views, Kiosha shops in Kroger alongside her husband and baby. So you already know with a name like that, that's a derivative of Keisha. It's Keisha with an O in it. So you know what I'm saying? This is Eve, Southern Kingdom. So it says, you would not believe the audacity some people have, she begins. And this is the woman saying it. This is the Kroger lady, Kiosha, saying this. So I had pulled up the definition of audacity. And this is the definition that it gave off of Google. It says a willingness to take bold risk. And she's saying the audacity of some people when a woman was just asking a man, and I get asked that, I ain't gonna say all the time, but I get asked that often when I'm in the store, whether I'm with a woman or not. They'll ask, can I, grab something for them or read something for them? Or if I see them looking at something, they need some help, I will offer to, help them sometimes, depending on, the situation or something. If I see her with another man, I'm not going to do it, obviously. But, you know what I'm saying? This woman, the woman that came in, she came in by herself. She didn't come in with no man. But with her own words is applied to her, because it says rude or disrespectful behavior and impudence. So this really applies to her. She said you cannot believe the audacity of some people, but the audacity, this definition of it applies to her. The nerve, the rudeness, the bad manners, the defiance. So let's go back to it. Now it says, you would not believe the audacity some people have, and that applies directly to her. The TikToker then explains how she was shopping with her husband when a woman asked him to reach something for her from the top shelf. I look at them, I look at him, he looks at me, and he said, boo. The fact that he knew he needed permission, and the fact that they thought they could just ask him and he was gonna move for them, the audacity, she said. And this is crazy, first and foremost on the man part, because for a man to say boo, look at his woman and say boo when somebody was asking for help, you already know 9 times out of 10, this had to been a simp. Well, 10 times out of 10, this is a simp, obviously. But it probably was Jake, like Southern Kingdom Jake. This one no Edomite man doing this. No, this had to been Jake. I said Southern Kingdom, but it could have been any of the tribes, but 9 times out of 10, it probably was Southern Kingdom, because we already know how these Keishas, we know how they operate, you know. Now it says Kiosha continued, if you are in the store, married or single by yourself, and you need help, and you notice that the man that you got to ask help from is with a woman, I guess they meant to say the correct thing to say is, excuse me, ma'am, is it okay if your husband can help me get something from the shelf? Again, the audacity. This woman should be, man, look, I understand this man, he got a wife, or she his wife, and he got a child with her, but he should be putting her in her place, because ain't no way a man in his right mind go ever deal with a woman that's like that. But the scriptures say this, you know. And I'm gonna read it in the KJV, and then I'm gonna read it in the AMP. I mean in the GNT. This is First Ezra chapter 4. And I'm gonna start at 25. It says, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and have become servants for their sakes. And that's a lot of men in today's time. Now the times are changing now. Most definitely times are changing. Men are starting to walk away from a lot of these women and not even approach them. Not even, they'll look and continue on with their day. And then women are really feeling that. And it's not just any man. That's the thing too. It's not any man. It's men with potential. You know, that's the main thing. It's men with potential that's doing this, because the men with potential are the ones that was really trying to court and, you know, deal with women, at least for the more so on a long term, type of ordeal, instead of short term flings. And some of them were short term flings. A lot of them actually was short term flings. But you had men that was really trying to deal with women on the long term. You know, actually trying to build and grow. And them are the men that's really stepping away from the dating scene or just dealing with women. You know, because a lot of these other men, women knew they weren't gonna take them seriously. They just went under the delusion that maybe it would work. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, many men have ran out of their wits, meaning their mind, for women and become servants for their sakes. But that time is changing. But you still have certain men like that. It says, many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. So now I'm going to read it in the GNT. This is First Ezra 4, and starting at verse 25 again. It says, a man loves his wife more than his parents, which is, you know, it's true. Because the love between a man and his family, his wife, his father, his father, his mother, and his siblings, and his family or whatever, it's a different type of love that he gets for his wife. It's an absolutely different type of love that a man has for his woman or wives. Now, verse 26. So some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman, and others have become slaves for the sake of a woman. And in this case, in this situation, this is what you see. That man looked at his wife for permission, not even just for permission, but it was for permission, but also too for her to handle that situation. That's extremely weak. That's extremely weak, low energy. You know, that's extremely weak, and it shows who actually running that relationship. You know, this man is weak. It says others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. And this is what you see in this world, you know, especially in this modern day world when all these things are amplified. You know, this has happened to a lot of men, especially the Southern Kingdom man. Well, I mean, the Israelite man, but especially the Southern Kingdom man too, you know. Now let's go back to it. It says, she then claimed that by asking him, the shopper put her husband in a weird situation. He didn't flinch. He didn't move. He looked at me, boo, and we both know what that boo meant. So have a good day, she said. Asked the wife. And that's basically what she said it meant. Ask the wife. And that's straight, that's crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But it said commenters weren't so sure. It said, however, commenters didn't agree with the TikTokers' approach. And it says both of y'all goofy. Right. One wrote, and you bored. This is the highlight of your goofy ass day. Made my self-esteem never get this low. Another added, while a third quipped it, you definitely pay every bill. Right. This man is weak. It says a fourth remarked that this level of insecurity is so unhealthy. While a fifth concurred, he was scared because he know you insecure. And it don't even matter if a woman is insecure and she's always if she's in the mindset that a woman is trying to take you or him away from her, that man don't need to be with that woman. That ain't nothing. That ain't no healthy situation, But at the same time, that man is too weak, because ain't no way you gonna look at your wife or look at your woman if she got a problem with you helping out anybody else. Especially if it's another woman just asking for some help, especially something like that, and she got a problem with it, you need to put her in check, And if she ain't getting in check, you need to leave her. But at the same time, if it's your wife and she built, she got this mindset, she acting like that, you're going to put yourself you shouldn't even put yourself in that situation to begin with. Because next thing you know, she probably put you on child support, divorce you. You got to pay alimony, you got to pay, you going to come out of pocket. But like I said, going back to it in the GNT, others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. And that's because how this modern society also too pedalized them and put them on top and gave them, and they have been indoctrinated with this mindset that they are on the level of a man or better. None of these women think that they are supposed to be under a man. They think that they're either equal to a man or superior. It's completely opposite of what they were created for. So you will wind up putting yourself in a worse situation. But you shouldn't have put yourself in that situation with this type of woman to begin with. Now it says elsewhere, a sixth asks whether it's really that serious, to which Kiosha replied, it may not be to some, but to us it's everything. We respect each other and create boundaries for others. Bullshit. Several other commenters also mocked Kiosha and her husband's appearance. It says Kiosha then immediately responds to the Mary Sue request for comment via TikTok comment. And I actually want to see the video. I don't think they got it on here. I don't know where to find it at. Now it said other TikTokers shared their take. Kiosha soon became immortalized as the Kroger lady, with several TikTokers stitching or otherwise posting their hot takes on her situation. I pray that I never be or become that insecure. It says, if I'm with my husband in the store and somebody comes up and says, "Oh, can you reach that?" He doesn't got to look at me good. That's the kind of man I know he is. I know he's gonna help. You need to reach it. Like, that's fine. That's the kind of man he was raised to be. It says if his mama found out he didn't help and it was that, it would be a problem. No, they continue, but you thought people were going to agree with you, and now they're chewing you up. And I'm kind of with them. Exactly. I'm going to read this one. I didn't read this one early. It says, lady, you know how goddamn insecure you have to be. Nobody wants your man but you. It's a box of cereal. It's just like a given rule that when someone is taller, they assist people. It's just called being a nice person. It has nothing to do with wanting your man. Y'all gotta stop. That shit funny. It says some defend her. It says not all the TikTokers disagree with her, and some adopted a middle ground. And I'm gonna read. Let me see. It says, however, at this time, she noted how that man knew that if he did not acknowledge his wife when that lady acknowledged him, that it was going to be a problem. He knows his wife. He knows the boundaries that she has, and that's okay. Yeah. All right. right. But like it says, all I know is that if I'm in the grocery store with my man and someone taps me on the shoulder and says, "Ma'am, is it okay if your man helps me get something off that top shelf?" Why it's supposed to be a cuss word. Are you asking me? You don't see this grown black man standing right next to me? Do I look like his mother, his caregiver, his timekeeper? No, I barely know that I'm at a grocery store. Okay, I blindly follow whatever that man leads. So basically, in long story short, she's just trying to say that, look, you can ask him. Why you asking me? I follow him. So he's the leader, which that's the right mindset to have. You don't have to go off, but that's the right mindset to have. You follow the man, you follow your husband, your leader. That's what women's supposed to do. So and I'm gonna read the last one. It says, if you do ask my man and he declines and says that he cannot help you, we still gonna have a problem. She added, because why are you not helping this lady get something off the higher shelf at the grocery store? Right. So you got a lot of women out there that really had this mindset, like, why are you helping? Why is she asking you? Or why are you having a conversation with her, this, that, and the third? We ain't got time for that, We ain't got time for that. We moving on. And I say moving on from that all that, we're not even dealing with women like that anymore. And the times to come, Yahweh Shai preparing us for what's to come. And for what's to come, the only way for women to be saved out of it is they have to be paired up with a man of the Lord. Now, any woman with mindsets like this, you will not be saved. You not gonna be saved, because women like this, they not gonna be prepared. They're not gonna be prepared for how women are going to be saved. Women are going to be saved by being paired up with a man, multiple women with one man, as the scriptures say. So if you got a problem with a woman asking your man for help in a grocery store, just get prepared for what's to come. But a man like that, he ain't gonna be able to save you. He gonna need saving his own goddamn self. And now that's not to say that Yahweh Shai is not gonna protect or save his elect, but Yahweh Shai's elect is not gonna be in no weak mindset like that man. So, I just wanted to make a quick lesson on that. It had just popped up on my phone, and when I seen the Kroger lady, I became interested. I just wanted to see what it said, but when I read it, I was like, oh hell no. So, Lord wills edifying. And on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.